Hello, hello, hello. One sec. Let's try this out. Alrighty. Been a little bit since last streamed. Last weekend participated in the Global Game Jam. And that was fun. It was a nice little break, mix up to my normal routine. But now we are back to Trash Heist. Let me make sure that everything is running as it should be. Think I want to. There's this application I downloaded called from Steam called Stream Avatars that I want to get set up. Maybe before I call it a night, I might play around with that a little bit, see if I figure it out. But soon we will have some little interactable friends on our stream. So I found another streamer who used those, and I thought they were fun. And I guess you can like customize your own avatars. Maybe you can make little raccoons in the spirit of Trash Heist. I find that like with like my fully enclosed headphones on, I can't hear my voice well enough, and it's like I'm talking underwater. And it's just kind of weird. Like, I imagine, obviously I was not born deaf, but I imagine if you're deaf and you can't hear yourself, it's challenging to like speak. And I have that same problem with like my ears fully covered. I have a pass through on my mic that if I trigger, then it's like super loud. So I have to figure out how to like make the pass through quiet without turning the mic down. So I enunciate properly and I can hear myself. All right, let's dive into what we're doing today. Since the last stream, some work has been happening. I've had a 3D artist on my team helping me with prototype stuff. Again, keeping in mind that we intentionally do not want to use actual art assets in the game, but rather primitives and simple things to get the idea across. But we don't want to rely on art and then mistakenly think something is awesome when it turns out it was just pretty, and it's fun to look at pretty things. So, but we needed some communication. So since the last stream, I think we were in a funnel last time. So all of our avatars were kind of like circling down to the center of the map. Since then, the modification has been like, hey, it doesn't have to be a center point. It could go across the screen. Let me hit play and show you kind of what's going on before we dive into what we're going to be working on tonight. I got a bit of a late start tonight. I normally like to stream a little earlier, but it is what it is. Just taking it sweet time compiling. This is the first time I've hit play since I popped this open tonight, so it'll be just a sec. Okay. So if I hit play, we see things happening. So now instead of going down a funnel, we are going through this map location here. Over time. Now, right now, we're using lots of kind of Plinko-style pegs to kind of move the avatars around. Eventually, the idea is in the actual game, it will look a lot more organic, and we don't really want to use a bunch of Plinko-style pegs at all. And in fact, we want to obfuscate the idea that it's kind of a Plinko-ish board, and we want it to seem like the raccoons are just kind of being raccoons. And so these spheres we replaced with raccoon avatar models running around. We'd probably use like programmatic feet to kind of like look like their feet are going in the right place. When they bump into things, they'll look stunned, hopefully, and yeah, just make it look like they're racing through a house. But yeah, so that's the direction we're going in. It's definitely feeling like we're on to something here, but it is still early days. So tonight, what I would like to try to accomplish is probably a number of small things. But the first thing I want to dive into is getting the. Actually, you know what? Let's get the score working. I had the score working the other day, and then I can't remember why I turned it off. But every time a player would hit a peg, it would grant them a point. Well, a point value. So let's get that hooked back up. I think it's because we changed. What's it called? We changed the model, and so therefore we lost the connections. I wonder if my announcements are still working on our Discord channel. It didn't announce this one. Interesting. I wonder what made this one not auto announce. Let me see if I can. I want to make sure it's actually going. There we go. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so trying to get that score back in. So let's find our pegs here. Hop over into our scene and find the peg objects. Here's all of our pegs. It's actually really nice that they're separate because then I can turn some on and off at will, which is nice. Okay, so we are going to put. I'm debating if we really want to put a object. Are these all a different type of collider? Some are just off? What is going on here? So you can see it, that's just some of them are turned off, which seems really, really odd. I just disable all these. So the annoying part is that, oh, maybe it's because of that thing. Oh, please tell me it's the last. And of course it's not the last one. Yeah, see, none of these down here have, okay, you have a capsule collider, which is kind of weird considering you really aren't a capsule shape, but I guess that's close enough. Why don't these have colliders on them? How did y'all get missed? You got left out. And then I wonder if that was the only ones, and we can. Nice. Okay, let's turn all of them on. And then, we're going to add the script. Now, I was just thinking that because these all have colliders, I think if I put on their parents a rigid body, it detects collisions with all of its children. I don't know. We're going to be lazy. We're just going to stick the script on every one of these guys. It'll save us some time for now. So it's going to be a score object. Oops, I did not mean to double click that. It's going to want to open our stuffs. Okay, let's do that one more time. Do that, and let's just drag you in. Oh, no, score tracker. Whoops. We want score object. We'll say they're each worth 25 points. Now, I think if I hit play, we should just see this work, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think all that we lost was the connection to the actual score objects. All right, let's check it out. Yeah. Let's make these points billboard towards the camera. So that should be pretty straightforward. I forget off the top of my head how to billboard, and I am going to look it up. I'm assuming it's just like vector3.lookat or something like that. Yeah, I think so. Just transform.lookat is what it appears to be. Let's try. So this would be the what are we making here? 'Cause I thought we instantiate these. So we have player color. Script value, float manager. So the float manager creates it and it passes these values. So we should probably do that within the float manager. Well, actually, not really. I think we just do it in an update loop that's just going to always look at the camera. So it's going to try to get. Oh, well, no, because this is the peg. So we don't want the peg to look at it. It's interesting. So yeah, the peg, when it's hit, it calls the float manager. And then the text object. So here's, I guess, the annoying thing is a text object is not going to have a frame of reference to this. But I guess if we just, since the camera's not moving, if we just instantiate it towards the camera at the beginning, then we should be fine because the camera's not moving. Later, if we choose to move the camera, then we'll have to put a script on the on each text object as it goes up. Is probably how we'd want to do it. Okay, so for now, we have this text object, and we will say text object dot transform dot rotation equals. Oh, I don't know if we can do a quaternion look at, because it's transform dot look at, which is and this would be camera dot main. So that is a rotate. That's so weird. Like that you don't do dot rotate then look at. It's just transform look at. But sure, let's see how that works. Okay, let's bump into some stuff. That does not appear to be doing anything. Do we get any? We're getting a lot of. There's no font assigned to floating text, but it seemed like it sure did. Hold on, let's find our score tracker. Thought there was a public value. Adding points. Oh, it's a score tracker. We don't want score tracker. We want yeah, we don't need that. We want the floating text manager. Where do you live, floating text manager? Okay, so I have. So it looks like I'm trying to assign Antoine Lores as the font, which is here, font to use. I wonder if it's if there's like a frame where it's defaulting to something else. The moment it's created, and then we assign the font. That's all right. It's whatever. It's not causing any problems other than just some log spam, which I can live with for now. But let's look at if we had some other errors. That looks like something we should care about. Oh, username. Yeah, no, actually, we don't care about that. It's all Java movement stuff. No, not in a script we care about. So why did you not look at the camera? We were setting the wrong thing. Okay. Let's try that. So this should now put our scores when they spawn rotated towards the camera and hopefully look a little better. Interesting. So they're definitely rotating, but it seems like their sense of where the camera's at is wrong. Am I crazy? What was that about? I wonder if those are getting childed. No, they're just loose. So why is it that their rotation is so wrong? Yeah, you can even see just by looking at the gizmos here. The camera's there, this big white box. It's an orthographic camera, and then you have all these different angles. Really, they should always be at the same angle, facing towards the camera. Now, a really hacky way I could do this is just set the angle. Let's see if I can get one of these. Can I rotate? Okay, cool. So if we, where's our game view? Okay, I'm going to see, maybe it's probably, this is like a weird way to try to do this, but if I just visually line it up, that is kind of the angle I would like them to be at, presumably no matter where it is on screen. One sec. Okay. Okay, so getting this angle right, it looks, I mean, I'm like, I eyeballed it. I'm going to see if I can adjust these numbers in Inspector to kind of look right. No, I mean, I think where I had it felt pretty good. Let me just round it to whole numbers. Oh wait, that was okay. So we'll just have a vector 3 rotation values. All right, I like that. Like that a little bit more. Okay, so we got to look at camera rotation. So we are going to do text object dot rotate, transform dot rotate equals. Can I do? I always forget how to do the conversions. Like if I turn it as dot Euler, and then it would be, yeah. Look, yeah. Okay, let's try that. Interesting. Oh, because I forgot to set it. So it's all going to be 0. Okay, floating text manager. And we, oh shoot, I didn't save the position. Dang it. I'm going to have to re-rotate one of them. Figure out what it should have been. Stop. And then we'll just grab this guy. And then I'm just like visually looking on my other game view, trying to find the right angle. That feels about right. Okay, so we'll say it's 40 by negative 56, negative 7. It's not what I had before, but I'm going to take a picture of that. I could just, I guess, hit copy rotation. It's probably easier. Do copy Euler angles. Just in case you forget, it's 40, negative 56, negative 7. And then we'll go into our floating text manager. And we will say, cool, I should put that there so I could see it. And then we're going to negative 7. And then we will zero that back out because that's just a text or logic object anyway. Could have stayed where it was, but might as well not have random rotations on random things. All right, let's see how that looks. Hey, that's much better. I know I'm not really supposed to juice things up, but I'm not gonna lie. I really want things. This is like an easy change, and I think would feel really nice. I'm going to make a score object when hit to kind of pulse its scale. I don't know if I have do tween in this project. Is it? I can't remember what the do tween namespace is. Maybe I don't have it in this project. So let's pull do tween in. Do tween is pretty awesome. I use it on pretty much every project I work on. Let's make sure. Are you in No, you're not in talent. Oh, it says in project. Is not available in the current Unity account. What? But I'm also, it says it's in project, right? What is the namespace for do tween? Dot. I think it's what I'm trying to think of what it would be like transform. I'm just gonna look it up what the namespace is. dg.tweening. Okay. Let's see. We're on all these junk scripts now that we don't want. We were on floating text manager. No, score object. That's what we were. So what did I say? dg dot tweening. Sweet. Oh, I need to write using. Okay, so now we could do when it instantiates it. We could say collision.local.transform.local scale dot tween. Why am I forgetting how to use do tween? Dot do scale. I thought it was something like that. Do scale. There we go. I have not used do tween in a hot minute, but I do love it. Okay, so we're gonna scale. I think I kind of want to do punch scale. Yeah. I don't always love the way punch scale looks, but it is the fastest. Okay, so transforms local scale towards the given size and back to the starting one. Okay, so the first one says a punch strength added to the transform's current scale. So we'll just say how big is it currently? So a peg is just 111. So maybe, how does it look like if it was 2 visually? Oh, is the pivot all jacked up? Really? That's the pivot? I hope. So that's 2. Yeah, let's try it. I think when we're zoomed in, it looks a little intense, but I think on the zoom out, actually might look nice. And then I guess I'll leave those as default. I don't really know what will look nice until I try stuff. Why are you giving me that? Oh, duration. Let's do 0.25 seconds. Do you need to be a float? Why aren't you okay with 1? Do you need to be a vector 3? That 1. Yes, you do. Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh, I already know. I realized I just made a mistake. Let's not do it in here. It's not this. Oh no, it is a score object. Yeah, it is totally the score object. But collision is the player. That's not what we want. So we actually want this object to punch its scale. Now I'm a little worried about the pivot being off, and so the moment we hit it, it's going to kind of fly off to the side. So a little nervous about that. It would be nice if it just worked though, huh? Yeah. Damn these pivots. Okay. Bummer. Why would all their pivots be wrong? Because yeah, now basically, yeah, the pivot is, they all have the same pivot, unfortunately. I wonder if there's some way we could scale it at that position. I don't think there's something for that. This gives me an option to put it at a position. Such a bummer. We could flash its color, I guess. I think that pulse of scale would look so good though. I wonder if there is a, let me see if there's like a trick. Okay. A not great trick, but something we could do is we could create a parent, create an empty parent. And then we could put this inside of there. Oh, it's a preview. Yeah, God, this is gonna get so messy and be so time consuming. Yeah, let me Google that really quick to see if there's some way through code we can just like scale at position. This actually might be a better AI question than a Google search. I want to scale an object based on its center, not its pivot. In Unity, is this possible without creating? We'll leave it open-ended. I think it's going to tell me to create a parent and then use the parent, but there's so many objects. Guess I could programmatically do that. Move the pivot to the center temporarily. Calculate the object center for the object center and find the object center in world space. Perform the scaling operation. Adjust the position. Oh my goodness, this is. Oh, that's gross. So it's getting the offset, so that way we could say, okay, here's where you need to be, so we could move it, scale it, and then move it back. But man, that's a lot of ugly work. I think uh, this is probably not any more performant. In fact, it's probably much worse. But I kind of feel like through code, we will make a parent, center the object under the parent, and then expand. Okay, so let's do. Is there any object on pegs? Because I'm thinking if I make a parent, I don't want to keep making parents every time someone hits it. All right, we're gonna make something called scaling parent. So let's say if game object dot transform dot parent dot name does not equal scaling parent. And then also, if you have not watched me stream this before, this is a prototype. And so this sort of thing, right, where you you reference something by name, you never want to do that in like production code, but we're just testing things. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to make sure its name isn't scaling parent, which I will name nothing scaling parent at compile time. It's only going to be runtime those things are made. Okay, so scaling parent. If it doesn't have that, then we're going to game object. We're going to make a new object, scale parent, instantiate. Well, actually, we can just do this. New. Well, no, yeah, we need to instantiate it. But that's just going to instantiate the actual object. So we need to like do a primitive because it needs. No, actually, we can just do new game object. It doesn't need any additional information. New game object. Yeah. Okay, so then we are going to put the child under it. So we're going to say transform that's parent to scale parent. And then actually, I think first we should move scale parent to the location. So we can do scale parent dot transform dot position. That's not local, so we should do global position. Okay, so now they're at the same spot. Again, the pivot is not, this is not the pivot, this is the location. So this would be right. And then now we are going to set to scale parent. And then I don't need to actually move it because I was going to do this whole thing where I like center on children. It's already centered now, right? Because we moved it there. And then we are going to do scale. Actually, we'll do it outside of here. So if it doesn't exist, we make it. And then afterward, we will get the parent. Parent dot do punch scale. And we want to do vector 3.1 and 4.25 seconds. Okay, so in theory, every time something's hit, it will make a parent, and then it will scale that parent. And if it already has a parent, that was almost bad. We need to set its name. So we make that, and then we say scale parent dot name equals scaling parent. My only worry is that as it makes more of these, they're going to be like scaling parent parentheses 1, scaling parent parentheses 2. But we'll see. Names can be duplicative in scenes, so I think it might be okay. Just go to here. Oh, tired. So if they just look right, then it's functional. And I'm going to try to keep an eye on the inspector as well. Okay, so they do not look right, and let's see if anything was named scale parent. No, okay. So if it's why not? Oh, scaling parent. Okay, so yeah, there are a bunch. Where are you guys? You are there, and you are a parent to this. Okay. Does it need to do game object? Why can't I center on children? Because I'm in play mode? Just as a test, let's get something else, see if I can center on children. Yeah, you can totally center on children. So why can you not? Is it because it already is centered somehow? Let's take you and just like, hey, get out of here. Then now, game object, center on children. Okay, wait, what is going on? Why would the pivot? Because I guess it gets the pivot of the child? That doesn't seem right. Hold on. Let's do a test. So if we... I need to not have you be a prefab. All right, so you are going to get a parent. Right now, your pivot is there. So I'm just going to make a new game object under pegs. Actually, no, I'll just make a loose game object. Sure, a cube. You're going to be at 0 position. Now I'm going to take this peg, which is not at 0 position. I'm going to copy that. Copy property path. No, that's not what I want. I want copy. And then cube, we're going to paste. Okay, so now, why are you way down there? What the heck? Oh, because it's relative to its peg parent. That's part of the problem. Okay, so let's pull this out here for a second. Okay, so let's copy this. And let's paste it here. So this is odd to me. Because now because I didn't pull it all the way out. Jeez, come on. Let's try that one more time. Copy, and then we paste this here. Interesting. So you're down there, and you're there. So it's pasting. Oh, because the pivot. Okay, so I would need to get not the location of the object, because the locations object is here, and that's pivoted off. So I actually need to get the difference, kind of like what that other code was doing. But that code was so long. I don't want to I don't want to use that. Let's pull from it what we can. So really, I just want to calculate the center. Let's try this. We're going to go here. Let's make a function that calculates the center. And then we will place the new scaling parent at the center of this. Let's pass. game object to find center. Yeah. Return. Oh, I see. I don't love that. Let's do that. Okay. And then in here, we are going to find the center of, I guess, this game object. Okay, so we make the parent, we name it, we set it at the center of the current object, and then we move that to it. That may work. I'm skeptical. I'm not confident, but I want to see what happens. Okay, let's go ahead and cut this. Hey, that worked. It's okay. Then if I go over, muted my mic there. If I go over to Unity, we can see that, yeah, all of these belong there, which I wonder, so what number are you? You're Poly surface 902. I wonder if it shouldn't duplicate them. Yeah, there's only one. Okay, so it's just moving them out of the peg parent. Cool. Let's play again. I know some are getting red, and that is intentionally sort of like a debug. I manually set one of their colors to make sure they could take colors. Let's also change their color. I really want it to feel better hitting these pegs. I don't think it feels good enough yet. It could also be they need to bounce off them a little more. Let's watch one more time. All right, so if we hit go, yeah, they're flying. I almost feel like it's getting faster each time. Maybe I'm crazy, but yeah, they don't really bounce back. And also, some of these are not scaling back down, which is kind of sketchy. Yeah, if it hits it dead on, it's kind of like stopping it, but it's not bouncing it back. So let's increase the bounciness of these pegs, which we can just give it a physics material that will make it bouncier. Oops, I did not mean to click away. Let's change physics material. We have ultra bounce. Let's just start with bouncy. See how that feels. These are some physics materials I made previously. And we're hoping that this ultra or this bounce will make it feel a lot more fun to see them. Oh yeah. Little too bouncy. This is not even ultra bouncy, so that's interesting. It's not horrible once they're in the course. I'm trying to like watch one that like doesn't hit another. I think part of it is like the gravity might just be too high, and so there's like a lot of downward force maybe. Why are some just like not scaling down? Okay, let's put a protection on, not a protection, but like a safety net on that scale. So when it's, I could say on complete, but I'm worried it's like not completing. I'm trying to think of if this gets removed. On collision, enter. No, the score object exists, right? Like, yeah, I don't see why. Complete. It's supposed to do this automatically, but we'll just say transform dot local scale equals. We probably should set to like whatever the original scale is and not force it to scale. So private vector 3 original scale. And we'll grab the original scale equals, oh, you didn't guess it? There it goes. Okay. Original scale equals original scale. Why can't I set it through? Oh, because I forgot the lambda. There we go. Okay. Let's see this. So that should hopefully force things back, even though that's what dough punch scale does. But that's okay. Let's also make this last slightly longer. Well, that's a lot longer, but let's just see how that feels. It just goes by so quick. The other thing we were doing is we felt like the bounciness was maybe a little too bouncy. So let's see if the we can pick a different. So bounce. Oh, you're 1. Oh, it's ultra bouncy. Okay, multiply. Oh, yeah, just to I feel like this actually might be more bouncy. Let's call this light bounce. And maybe set this to 0.5. And bounce combine, let's just say average. So this should be noticeably less bouncy. And we can tweak some things as we go. But let's try this. We'll call this a light bounce. And then see how they react. Okay. A little bit better. Are they getting destroyed? That actually looks kind of cool, to be honest. I wonder if they're just getting shrunk. Did I say vector 3.0? Hold on. What's going on here? On complete, the local scale is the original scale. And the original scale is what it starts at. Oh, okay. Because that's... So the transform parent is what we actually want the original scale to be. Which is just, it's always going to be 111, actually. So, because it's a brand new object. So let's not even mess with that. Let's just set it to vector 3.1. Okay. I really got to not keep playing with this this juice though, because I really need to add some more features. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to add color to it, and then I really got to move on to objectives. It's still destroying these. That's driving me freaking crazy. Oh, it has to be transform.parent. It's the downside when you don't name things well and like define them, right? Like I should have, yeah. Okay. Hey, while we're here, let's just set the color. Right. So we could do what if we want to change? No, we don't want to change the parent color because yeah, score object get, well, it's this object, so it'd be get component renderer dot do color dot color. That'd be do color. What am I missing? The renderer needs to get the material, I guess. Do color. There we go. Okay, so we want it to go towards the player's color, so whoever hit it. And then it will take 0.5 for that also. And then we want to, on complete, set it back to white. Complete. We are going to say color dot white, I guess. This is where it probably would be better to force. Shouldn't get component twice, whatever. Force gather the color at the beginning. Yeah, let's just do it. Color, original color. Okay. And then we'll assign that right when we start. We'll just get components, render. I've gotten this like 3 times in here. I really should just be storing it. I want to not worry about that right now. And then this would be original color. Dot color. Okay. I kind of, it's going to pop back. I almost think we should actually do this because I don't feel like I want it to immediately go backwards. 0.5F. Yeah. So it will change that. And actually, let's do 2.5 and 2.5. So that way they equal the same amount as this dew punch scale. All of them will be white except for one red, because one is technically a red character, even though you can't tell. Its code is set to be a red character. So he will be leaving my little red pegs, hopefully. Sweet. Okay. Oh, we have 2 red players, looks like. I couldn't tell if we were getting... Let's force set some other characters too, to their class, just so we can enjoy seeing lots of colors. Okay, so player 1, we will default this. Okay, they're already a lockpick. Player 2 is also a lockpick. Let's set you to transporter, and 2 to muscle. 3 is going to be grease man. 4 is, we'll say lockpick. Distraction. It used to be like set where if you were player 6, you were always the hacker, for example. But now it's the players can choose what they want to be. So their colors update from in like the real multiplayer game. Here the code changes, but we don't actually see their color update. Which I guess in hindsight, let me see. I can probably change this pretty fast to like just on play they get their color. Color. Behind where we talk about player class color. Okay, so we will just do this at start. On enable, do I not have a start? Oh my god, I have all sorts of print logs in here. Oof. This is gross. I don't know when I made those, but yeah, that's okay. But we need to find, we don't have a other start. Man, way down here. Okay, so we are going to oh, that's not going to help us. And then this is going to be whatever their current class is. So player class. Okay. So we're going to hop back over and see how this looks. We should hopefully have all sorts of pegs turning colors. And hopefully not looking like they disappear. I feel like there might be a weird frame where they like flash almost 0 scale. Look, the player color didn't get updated, but the pegs are working. The score is working. The bounciness isn't quite as much as I would like. Maybe we just change that material amount. So light bounce. Let's make it more like a medium bounce. I don't know why the color didn't change. This is on new color. Just looking through player class. Yeah, that is what I've set. Interesting. Yeah, like the same code that totally works here is what it looked like I was calling on start. It's possible maybe it's getting busted up higher because I'm not in a multiplayer game. So let's just set it up high. I think that's what it is, because I can't actually get the name because we don't have any real players connected. All right, I'm going to hop over to here. Wait for it to compile. Oops. Let's try one more time. And this time, yeah, there we go. Now we have different colors. And as they bounce, we got a little, man, that first fall is, I got to reduce the gravity. I think they're falling just way, way, way too fast. I know we want it snappy, but I think it's unpleasantly so. So let's do, we're going to go into our project settings, and we are going to look at our physics. You can see it's kind of a weird value here. That's because our scene has a weird angle, and so we have this kind of weird false gravity in the direction that we want it to be. But I just want it less. Now I am unsure. I guess if I just divide those both by 2, because we kind of like, I tuned this by feel and watching them fall. So I think I don't want to like just randomly track these. Just make this 18.75 and then like the 6. And I think the 90 will just helps it stick to the kind of fake downward direction. But I don't know, let's try that just to be safe. Okay. If our course was like significantly bigger, I think a faster speed is nice. But I think in this case, like I kind of want them to bounce. Oh my goodness, that that is a problem. It's slowly taking over. Okay. So we got to fix that guy. I like that speed a lot more, honestly. Okay, so what was your deal, dude? What's interesting is like the other ones, none of the pegs had that issue. So why would it keep scaling up? Did it keep getting a new parent for some reason? Doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's see if they'll go the same path. Of course not. That would be too easy. Maybe just, I'm going to make this not a score object because honestly, it's not a peg anyway. And I don't think I just want it to not cause problems. All right, so I think we are good to move on to the objectives. Do we find those? I don't know. There's something about the numbers that isn't Great. Oh, now that one pet. Okay, so what is causing some of these? Maybe they're just being hit over and over and over again really, really rapidly. See if we can get to happen again, and then I'll pause it while something's kind of big and click in on it. It's weird. It's just some though, so I don't know if it's like a coincidence for when they hit, or if there's some objects that I've marked in a way that's not correct. Okay, so I think if it keeps hitting it, that's the problem, is my guess. And I can fix that. Actually, I think I know an easy way to fix that. But let's make sure there's nothing else weird going on. Okay, it's not making more parents. So it's just making that object big over and over again. So what we can do is not scale it if it's in the middle of scaling, or rather kill the scale every time before it starts a new scale. That's actually even better. So score object, we have this punch scale. Let's kill all. So do tween dot kill. Yeah, so I think kill all on this game object. I thought you give it a game object. You don't? Do you just do kill all? Kills all tweens and returns the number of actual tweens killed. I assume it means on this game object. Would I do? That's what I think. Game object. Now I'm unsure. That makes you wonder if it'll kill every single tween across the app, which I feel like it will. Kills all the tweens at the given ID or target. So can I do game object? Okay, let's try that. I think this is a change from to do tween pro, because I don't remember that syntax before. But in theory, that should mean nothing keeps getting bounced against. Okay, it'll be hard to know for sure because it wasn't like every single time we're going to get the same exact path. But I did see a gray guy go down here. Nope. Okay, we're still getting it. I saw the yellow one knock around. Okay. Why did you not work? Oh, because we're killing it on the game object and not the parent. Because the parent is the one that is scaling. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Even though we can't be 100% sure, I don't think I saw any scale ups. So a couple more plays, see what we see. Cool. Okay. A couple other minor things. We have a lot of things that don't have colliders on it. Like these guys seem to not have any collision, which seems kind of odd. Okay. They are one object, which is a surprise to me, but let's just give them a mesh collider, I guess. See if that works. Okay, let's play that back. See if when they get to the bottom, they those paths. Seems like some walls also don't have colliders. Okay, that seemed to work. And then it didn't look like it clipped through any of it. I feel like I saw some clipping happening on this guy. Yeah, he does not have just any of the... Okay, so none of the blue stuff has their objects. What are you guys called in... You guys are all furniture obstacles. Let's start with the lamps. Just put maybe capsule colliders on these. I think that feels appropriate. There's even like, I have the thought it might be fun to see things get like knocked over. But for now, let's just keep things simple. Looks like you guys should be box colliders probably. Is there anything that wasn't a box? What are you? You and you are both round. So we want a... I wish 3D had a like a cylinder collider, but capsule collider is pretty close, I guess. Just rounded at the top, which I guess in our case doesn't really matter. Okay, cool. I really like this. I kind of want to see more of this kind of like wavy thing. It's fun. It's fun when they go through there. Do these couches all have collision? I think the parts that we want to have collision do. I'm pretty sure. I think these walls I've seen it go through. Yeah, so we need to add a mesh collider to you. Do any of my other objects down here not have... What are you? Oh, yeah. You need a mesh collider. You. Collider. Okay. I think these, yeah, right now we can just pass through these. So these should, since they're red, I guess they're going to be a locksmith gate. I mean, I guess we can make them anything. I think interaction point is what we called them. I had all these like objects in scene that you would have. You have to be a certain class to get through. Yeah, interaction point, I think was it. Interaction point. Yeah, okay, so you guys are going to be locked doors. And so red can just go through there. Now there's an alternative idea that someone on my team had that I think it's like you hit this trigger and then that opens that, which I actually kind of like. I don't have a system though where that got hit, it would know to open something else up at this time. So for now, just for simplicity, I'll do that. You have box collider. Okay, cool. Okay. One last playthrough just for funsies. Oh yeah, we need to get the score total somewhere as well. Oh, it's scaling too much. Oh, this is so odd. Also, I probably need to be careful about these score situations where we can make like a bajillion text objects. Yeah, I mean, if I were to turn this off, yeah, it's just the one object just keeps scaling on itself. So, okay, we're going to do a couple things to fix this code here. I don't think we're going to use punch scale. Actually, you know what? We can just say if transform is equal to vector 3.1. This is actually probably the fastest way to do it. So only if it's 1 will it allow it to scale, and it'll try to kill it every single time. Though actually, if it kills it, we need to set it. I think actually that, okay, and this is stupid because it's always going to be, okay. I think that was actually a mistake. I think that was definitely user error there because we killed the tween, but then it got left at whatever scale it was at. So that doesn't actually help us. Okay, why equals, that's what we want. Okay. That should work. I'm worried about those like ends though. Like if you look, we have these spots where a user, in theory, I think will get stuck, like for certain. So yeah, I'm gonna have to see how this works. Does it feel like it's infinite points? All right, so you got the infinite point hack. I was eventually maybe going to bounce high enough that it bounces out. Yeah, that one has the same problem too. But, oh, hey, he finally bounced out when I looked away. Okay. Cool. I think that at least fixed the other bug. Though I realize that these interaction points, they need box colliders because they need to stop people who aren't able to open them. Okay. So now we have it so that those are interaction points. All of our things have collisions. We need to do the cumulative score. So I think I have a score object. I do. It is not what I want any longer, though, with these kind of diagonal. There is some dead space up here that maybe we can use. And then we would go here. We're gonna have to shrink this way down. In the game view, you can see there's like definitely not enough room for this. It's probably a better view to see it from here. And then we need to shrink you way down. Obviously, this is not the text that will be in the full game, but it's to represent there will be text maybe here, and this might be a good place to put text. Okay, so now let's get our score. Okay, we will have to. Right now, we're tracking everyone's score. I think we're going to change it to just a cumulative score. So let's go to here. Let's change player score to much smaller, and we'll just say score. And actually, now if that's the case, we can be much bigger. Okay, and then I think if we take this, we can see it has to fit in a very small area. So more akin to like that. So I guess feels like a bunch of wasted space. Maybe we put this down here. Make it a little bit smaller. and then put the score above it. Maybe. That doesn't look great either. I think that's probably what we're going to go with for now. And then on the inside, we actually just want a single one. So that means we could turn off the grid alignment group and disable all of these because they have a different reference attached to them. And then I'm going to make a new text object. I can just duplicate. We'll call this one group score. Ooh. And then we need the score tracker, which is down in our logic. We make a new value to track. So we'll keep tracking these. And then if we decide we want to turn them back on later, we can. But we do need value. Cool. So now so we do all of that. Then I guess at the end of the switch case, we will just say group score equals player. We'll just add them all together. Player 1 score plus player 2 score. Oops. Okay, so there we are adding up all the player scores, and then we could do group score text, which I should have called it. Dot text equals group score string. Cool. So then now in Unity, we should be able to just drop that in. Let's make you not in a dump spot. That looks better. And then I wouldn't say player, but that'll get updated. Okay. Now I really would love to have it be all the zeros, so it's always the right number of digits. I know there's a way to do that. Let me check that. How can I ensure the same number of digits in a string? Maybe I should phrase that question differently. Let's see. I want to always have, how many should I have? How many zeros look good? Oh, that's a lot of zeros. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 zeros. It's maybe overkill. Let's say I always want to have 16 digits in this group score string or text string. I want the the group score value to fill in the last digits with the remaining being 0, similar to how pinball machines sometimes show score. I don't even know if that's for sure true, but in my imagination it is. Going to give it a little bit of code so that way it knows some context. I think it's like quote F and then some number. I mean, that's how you can assign decimal points. So it's got to be some kind of argument you pass into the string like that. Pad left. That's what it is. Thank you, ChatGPT. I love that. Okay. Well, that makes me wonder though. Does that mean it's going to be if I get one, if it's going to be 17 digits? I'll assume it knew it understood the assignment, so to speak. And let's try it. Did I assign it to my score tracker? I did not. Let's do that. Okay. So in theory, we should see those numbers go up, which would be pretty cool. Yay, it is totally working. And I'm pretty happy with how that looks. It does change its width based on the digit width. I wonder if there's a way to prevent that. But this is like getting so micro. Totally not necessary. But I'm having fun doing all the juice because I just thought like, man, you know what would be cool? To make that shake every time it gets a new point. Can't help myself. Okay, so let's see. Do fade, do color. Let's do game object. Is it a rect transform? I think it is. Yeah, it is. So let's maybe get that at the beginning. Okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and what is its default value? So it's 111. So we'll do a similar technique we did on the other one. So we'll say dot scale dot local scale equals vector 3.1, which is just its default size, which for, you don't really mess with scale normally in rect transform. Let's make sure that that's going to look okay if we jack with the scale. Yeah, totally, it'll be fine. Totally be fine. Okay, so we're going to do local scales vector 1, and then right afterward we are going to we're going to mess with it. We're going to say dot do shake. Now we can shake anchor position. Oh wait, yeah, we're talking scale. So it's currently at 0. I think we want anchor position. Because I think shake might look better. I like everything's scaling, so let's do a shake. Anchor position equals 0. And then if this is 0, well, no, it will be 0 because we set it. So now we're going to do group score RT, do shake anchor position, and we'll just say for like 0.25, very short. And yeah, that's all it seems like it needs. So every time we score, so it's just going to constantly be kind of shaking. But I think that is fine and interesting. So maybe we need amount of shake. That its default idea of how much shake should be necessary. Strength 1. Can I just give it one? Okay. I think its default was 100, so I might have over reduced. But this will now give us a sense of what is 100, which is crazy, and then what is 1. I don't know if I like the you shaking. Like it's just not. It's not punchy enough. We do shake. Let's see what other settings we have on this guy. We have vibrato, indicates how much will the shake vibrate. I mean, like, I don't know what the max length is or maximum power of that is. Randomness. 0 to 180. Oh, wait, did it tell me what the scale was for this? That's weird. I wonder why it gave me the scale for the next one was. Anyway, 0 to 180. Values higher than 90 kind of suck, so beware. Setting 0 shake along a single direction. Okay, well, I guess we'll set it's like 40. But I don't know, I kind of want it to be weird. Like, or not weird, but just like chaotic. In a tight, I want it to vibrate there. I don't want it to like kind of look smooth and washy. I mean, it's okay. It's not my favorite, but because it just seems like it like offsets, right? It's like doesn't feel like it's vibrating on the center. I have duration, I have strength pretty weak. The vibrato I set really high. Randomness is kind of high. I don't know. That'll be like on one direction, which I really don't want. What did it say? Past 80 will kind of suck or something like that. Higher than 90 kind of suck. So let's do shake. Let's also do shake anchor. I don't feel like a regular do shake would do any better, if I'm being honest. Okay, it's whatever. I'm spending too much time on this. It's fine. We'll just say that's fine. Okay. We need to do things that aren't juice because it is way late for me. So let's handle the trying to think of something relatively fast that we could do because the objectives aren't super deep, but they're also not super fast. Let me pull up my little to-do list here and see if there's like a nice win we could get. Let's see. So talking about some different ideas. Let me throw this onto a notepad so y'all can see it. Okay. Did that. We haven't done that. That's the one I was talking about doing. Player chooses when to drop. I don't know if that'll be super fast. Hey, we did that. Spots player can land in to play mini games. That'll take a while. Mini games, that'll take a while. Hey, we did that. Made team score. Give a crew name. Okay, that's actually a pretty easy thing we could do. Messy places. What the heck was that? Things that can send you back higher. Then I was recommended Peglin and then Billionaire. I need to play that some more. Make camera follow the group. That isn't too bad. Make groups of positions wave based. Okay, I think the thing we can do tonight really quick. So we can just give our crew a name to help with the heist vibe, and then I'm going to try to knock some of these out early tomorrow. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we have this score area, and it's kind of underutilized. So I think we put the crew name down here. So let's rearrange this a little bit. I wonder if our score maybe gets shrunk down a bit. Maybe we don't need 16 digits. Maybe that's a little excessive. So let's do that. Would be 15, 14. Let's do 14 digits. And then we'll take the score text, put it here, maybe make it smaller. I don't know if I like that. So if we go back to the way it was, maybe we put the crew name under there. So say something like the old dude's crew. I don't know. Like that would be an example, just so we can get the size of it. We have to make sure that we're not going to get out of room. And then we have to make sure. Okay, cool. So even if it was the maximum amount, it's it fits decently well. Or maybe this should say like crew name. Heist crew name? I don't know. Heist crew name. And then that can go maybe a little higher. And then we could add another text box. And this would be like cool penguins. Something like that. Now, the bummer about that is like we are low on space down here. So we would be coming in, like we need to keep it here. This would probably need to be smaller. And I think this heist crew name doesn't look centered in the space, even though I think technically it is. It doesn't look centered over the bottom one. Okay, that's okay, I guess. Yeah, we'll do that. That's whatever. That's good enough. Good enough. Okay, but then cool penguins, you should not be underlined. Should be like that. And maybe you should be italicized because you're cool. Okay, but this is going to now be programmatic. So I mentioned giving a crew a name. I didn't just mean typing a name. I meant let's write some code to do that. Let's just make a little script. Call this crew name generator. Now, this is one of those things, like it's actually would be pretty easy to write. The idea, I think, is just to have a list of adjectives and a list of nouns, and then we just randomly combine the two. So for things that are pretty boilerplate like that, I like to just use ChatGPT to do that. Saves time of writing pretty basic boilerplate code. Okay, so we are going to say please create this script to take a list of adjectives, a list of nouns, and combine them to create a unique heist crew name. Please provide the list of adjectives and nouns. Provide at least 10 of each and make them themed to be for a heist led by raccoons. We'll see how it does on that one. That's a really weird request. All right, let's see how it does. I think this is like the perfect type of thing to ask AI. Like eventually we would come up with all the things, like the nouns and adjectives, maybe not all, like, but we would probably come up with like unique names that we think are funny, but like for just getting a system going like this, this is perfect. Yeah. So like looking at the list they came up with, it's pretty generic, right? Crafty burglars, like that's not very interesting. but then we can just go in and like, again, it's just right here. You can really easily add to this list or modify it. Cool. So let's copy this. Let's drop it into our script. And let's see how it works. So yeah, we have these two lists. That's fine. Looks like they are going to be serialized. So it looks like I could add to them. So that's cool. And inspector. At the start, we generate the crew name. We have it here locally. And then this would be through like a button, I guess. Oh yeah, it says that. Don't need that. So we'll get rid of it. And then also, I would say I want to make private unique crew name string. Wow, I'm getting tired by my variable names. And then we can just do this. Okay. Sweet. So now I would like to put this on the value. So you can do text mesh pro, UGUI. And we'll say unique crew name text. Actually, in that case, we really don't need to store it. We can just do this. There we go. And then here, I think we would just do this. Actually, yeah, I really don't need the debug log. Cool. And then now we should need to assign it, and we should be set. I think I will put it with the score tracker just so it's near some other logic. Unique, or no, crew heist name? Yeah, crew name generator. Sweet. And then it has all those defaulted ones. That's awesome. We do need a public reference. Okay, now we should hopefully get a public reference here. Well, a serialized field, rather. Okay, and then we would assign, which one is the name? Let's see, crew name. All right, so now on play, where it says cool penguins, we should get the crafty outlaws. Nice. You know what I think will help that do shake that I realized is probably the problem is it's not, I don't know if it resets it back to its starting position. I think it's under, yeah. So I think here, dot on complete. Maybe it does, but let's just be sure. Yeah, I don't think that made much of a difference, but that's okay. It didn't really hurt anything either. So I think what I want to do for these pegs that are meant to grab people is actually make them sticky. So like the moment you touch, you get stuck there, and then you can pass through. It'll like activate something. It'll be some cool animation, and then you'll pass through. Yeah, I think one of the problems right now in the level design is that like they don't travel enough together where you like see them kind of working in. We need these like merge and diverge paths, I think. Oh, we got some stuck folks. So maybe they don't have enough momentum to get past there, which is interesting. I think we need the balls to cast shadows, so it's easier to tell that they're jumping. So we need to find our players. Well, actually, I guess the board, I think, doesn't receive shadows currently, so we need to fix that. Let's see. Layers, lighting, cast shadows. I guess, shouldn't you be able to say receive shadows? Oh, it's yeah, I don't know if unlit can unlit have shadows? Well, the house, okay, the house has the ability to receive shadows because I can see them there. So let's maybe check our players to see if they're casting shadows. Yeah, the players should be casting shadows. So if we put the player over the house, sure doesn't look like they are. That's odd because yeah, it says, let's see. The player material mesh, yeah, that's a mesh. Cast shadows is on. Let's cancel that. That's really weird because yeah, this says it's casting. Unless these are like baked shadows or something. No, they are dynamic. So I don't know why you're not casting it. You're lit. Da, 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 da. Let me just see if I pick like another. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason I can see why you wouldn't cast a shadow. Weird. Okay, well, not a big deal for now, but it'll help. It is super, super different. Every At some point, hopefully it'll converge and start being the same, but definitely like intentionally, like let's find the fun and like take wide swings until we find some stuff. But yeah, it's weird that we're not casting shadows, but we're just going to live with that for tonight and be okay with that. Okay. Okay, cool. I think that'll be a good place to. Well, that was interesting. Green was able to knock through those doors. I don't think Green should have been the class. I could have, but that's okay. But anyway, I think it's a good pausing point for the night. So we were able to get the score updated to be kind of one group game. We got our random name generators, and then of course we got the score billboarding. We also got the little bit of juice of as you hit a peg, it turns your color and does a little size pulse, which is nice. And then we also added some colliders that were missing. So yeah, that is what we'll call it a night. Have a good night, everybody, and catch you next time.